Number 10. Kerry Watanabe. The American-born businessman whose father founded the plastic trinket business Oriental Trading Company reportedly gambled and wasted away $205 million in just 1 year. His gambling spree took place at two Harrah's casinos on the Las Vegas Strip, the Caesars Palace and the Rio. His gambling craze would attract tourists near and far to watch him. He often played multiple high-price hands of blackjack at $50,000 per hand, but he would lose regularly, even losing $5 million in just 1 day, $50 million in 6 months, and $100 million a month later. Harrah's Entertainment Inc. reported that 6% of its gambling revenue that year came solely from Watanabe, racking up a total of $204 million. Watanabe managed to pay back Harrah's approximately $110 million. However, he refused to pay the rest, insisting that the casino took advantage of him while he was intoxicated, a clear violation of state law. Number 9. Zhenli Yegon. During 2004 and 2007, this Chinese-Mexican businessman had reportedly blew away $85 million at the Venetian in Las Vegas and $40 million at several other major casinos. He even went on to waste several other millions in credit the casinos lent him, but that was eventually written off as bad debt and never added to his total amount lost. His losses were so large that it even affected the bonuses of Las Vegas Sands and Venetian executives. Although he lost a lot, he was still rich. He made a report $350 million over the course of 3 years as the CEO of United Farm Chem. But he was drug lord and was also channeling huge amounts of his methamphetamine imports to the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. It wasn't before long, though, Mexican drug agents and the American DEA officials caught up with him, searching his Mexico City home in 2007, where they made the largest drug cash seizure of all time. They found $210 million hidden in the floors of his mansion, all in US $100 bills. Gon was later found guilty in August 2014 for organized crime, synthetic drug production, and activities involving the use of illegal funds. Number 8. Omar Siddiqui. This highly successful vice president of a popular electronics company had a little far less success at gambling and actually winning. He reportedly blew away $65 million betting recklessly. Just like a headless chicken, betting as much as $200,000 per hand at blackjack, wasting approximately $160 million over a 3-year period at the MGM Grand Casino and Sands Casino in Las Vegas. His gambling addiction produced great losses in the millions, with a massive $8 million lost in a single day. For casinos, Siddiqui was the jackpot for profits. Everyone wanted him in their establishment and loaned him millions on the strength of his executive status. Swimming in the Red Sea of debt, Siddiqui came up with a brilliant plan to defraud his employer, Fry's Electronics, out of $85 million to pay his Vegas gambling debts alone. But his plan failed. He stood trial in 2008 and accepted a deal, ultimately being sentenced in 2011 to 6 years in prison on fraud charges. Unable to pay his casino debts, he also owed the IRS $22 million in taxes. Number 7. Kerry Packer. While most famous gamblers accumulate their wealth on the tables and through roulette wheels, Kerry Packer was an exception to the norm. Packer built a media empire during his lifetime and became known as Australia's richest man and wildest gambler. Due to his high-stakes gambling ventures in blackjack, poker, and baccarat, he managed to lose $42 million in less than a year. Between September 1999 and August 2000, including losing more than $20 million during a 3-day baccarat tournament during the weekend in Las Vegas. For Packer, being famous in Australia wasn't enough. He went on to rack up one of the largest gambling losses in British history, after burning through $17 million in 3 weeks, during a gambling session on blackjack at the Crockford's Casino in London. Packer was a dangerous gambler and casinos feared him. On one occasion, he reportedly forced the London's Espinals Club to shut down after winning so much money in blackjack. Another time, amazingly, it was said that Packer almost broke the MGM Grand, which resulted in the dismissal of several prominent employees who allowed him to make huge bets. Number 6. Archie Karras. Archie will go down in history as one of the most famous gamblers and poker players ever. Why? This gambling guru has the longest documented winning streak in gambling history from 1992 to 1995, using literally only $50 and turning it into a fortune of $40 million. But this wasn't enough, and rather to quit while he was ahead, he wanted more. You bet. He kept gambling and went on to lose all of the money playing craps and baccarat. But this story gets even more interesting. In September 2013, he was arrested in Las Vegas after being accused of marking cards and using hollowed out chips to mark J, Q, K, and A at a blackjack table at a San Diego casino. Although faced with 3 years in prison for charges of burglary and winning by fraudulent means, the judge was very lenient and sentenced him to 3 years probation. Since he had pleaded guilty to 1 count of felony burglary, it's very clear now that the hollowed out chips may have just revealed his real poker playing skills.
Life is full of unexpected surprises.
Wait.